Hello, hello, hello. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along. It is Thursday evening. We have a new set of online championships that are now underway. Yes, new seasons have begun all round. And we are back with some WEC-Xperience online championship action. And we are back in the hypercars. I've just loaded into the server and we are in split 2 of 9. Quite a few signups this time round. Obviously there's going to be a update, I believe it's next week from the rumours that I'm hearing. And with it will be coming updates to the hypercars. Hence the choice for going with hypercar this time round. Because obviously there will be a BOP update, but also the new tyres for the hypercars will be coming, and that's the key thing that I want to be experiencing, driving with, testing, and getting hands on. So I already felt fitting that we jump in the hypercar series. It's been a while since we've been driving the fastest car class here in Le Mans Ultimate, but it should be exciting, and hopefully with us being in Split 2, we should be able to get ourselves hopefully a good result. That's at least my hope. There's 15 hypercars in total. And the first one looked pretty stacked, to be fair. A lot of very, very fast drivers. So, yeah. Intrigued to see what this is going to be like. There's a few names in here that I do recognise. Callum Rogers, Christian Piara. Those are the only two at the moment. Benjamin George, I recognise that one. Yeah, those are the only ones that I kind of really recognise at the moment. However, I'm sure we shall see a few other names as we drive on round. There's 23 GT3 cars, so plenty of those. And yes, this is the no chicane layout version of Monza, so this is going to be chaotic and a lot of fun. Yeah, it's going to be tricky because are the GTs going to hold the inside line? Are they not going to hold the inside line? I'm hoping they're going to hold the inside line and go through Curva Grande. But we shall see. We shall see. Obviously, with that in mind, setup is all about straight line speed. That is the main key thing. And we are back to using 8 tyres as well, which is quite nice. Trying to think how much fuel I'm going to need for this. Should be plenty. Making some quick last minute adjustments just to make sure that we are all set and ready. And it looks like we are. Okay. Go ahead and bring up the game here so you ladies and gents can see that. And hopefully we can qualify well towards the front of the field, avoid any of the chaos near the start, and have ourselves a good clean race. We are driving in the Cadillac, as you can probably see. Probably tell by the car that's on the screen there. And it looks like there'll be quite a few Cadillacs. In fact, it's pretty much all Cadillacs and Aston Martins, 2 BMWs, 1 Porsche, and 1 Peugeot. Interesting. Interesting. Obviously, the BOP is going to change things up. I think the Porsche is one of the quickest hypercars, as is the Aston. And then the Caddy kind of is good on some tracks, but not as fast on some of the others. So it kind of varies. It's towards the front, for sure, but it's not at the front. So I'm hoping any BOP adjustment that does get made to the car isn't going to be too big, isn't going to be too harsh. Right, we don't have to worry too much about tyre warming here in qualifying, because tyres are pretty much good to go. even after a single lap. They come up to temperature rather quickly. So obviously the key thing here in qualifying is just making sure that we don't flat spot the tyres. We don't have any issues. One issue that I have noticed already though, so bear with me one quick second. Race Labs has decided to close on me. There we go. We have information back. Something that happens from time to time. Thankfully it hasn't happened too frequently as of late, but every now and then when going into a qualifying session it does decide that the program is just going to shut down, close itself. Right, not too sure what this setup is going to be like in comparison to others in qualifying trim. All the running that I've been doing has been on full race pace. And it seemed fairly good there. Thankfully not split one pace, because I was just under a second off of one of the top split one drivers. I don't know whether they're on quali fuel or full fuel. A little bit loose there. That's the only thing with this specific championship. It's very strict track limits. So the lap has been invalidated already, so I'm just going to take it relatively easy for the rest of the lap here. So as not to take too much out of the tyres, because I am going to be wanting these tyres for the race. Not the best of runs coming off the parabolica, but never mind. Alright, let's go again, let's see what we can do. We do have another 3 laps worth of fuel in the car. Rear end getting a little bit loose there. Just snag the brake a little bit. It's not good, we need to get a lap in here. Alright, another attempt. Got 2 more remaining. We kept it legal. I say The last two attempts, we've been a little bit cautious on the brakes there into turn 2. That time, did brake too late. Hello, Luca. How's it going, mate? Right. One last lap. Need now this. So yeah, we are nowhere at the moment. It has been a little while. Hypercars, pretty fun. New challenge for sure. Come on. Lost so much time there at the apex. Hesitated a bit. P7 has put us right in the danger zone. What did we do? 26-1. So we're only like 4 tenths quicker than the fastest like race pace sort of time. Definitely a little easy on the brakes going into the chicane. So there's a couple of spots where you definitely can be better. That's for sure. So we should have probably been kind of up P3, P4. That's where I would have liked to have been. In the 25s. Pretty comfortably at 25s. But still, we have good race pace. So that's going to be the main thing. Strategy windows. There. So, let's see what we can do in terms of the race. Hopefully we can stay out of trouble and survive the opening laps, because that's where the majority of the chaos is going to be. If we can get away damage-free, that'll be ideal. Hey, Freeman, how's it going, mate? Hello to you. Everyone else in the chat, how are you all doing? Let us know. Don't be a lurker. You say hi. Let us know how your week's been. If you got anything excited, lined up, ready for the weekend. So I'll be heading down south to see family and friends. We're off out to watch the Super Bowl on Sunday evening. So I've got Monday off of work. Ready for that, because obviously that's going to be a late one, starting at 11:30 in the evening. Going on until 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, most likely. Hey, Dot. How's it going, buddy? Right. I think we're all set to go. Nope. Out with Dan, Nath, Chris, a whole bunch of others. About 7 or 8 of us. Just trying to decide on which strategy to go with. Whether we're try and save a little bit, or whether we go full push. Thierry Yorkas or Matteo Yorquez. Let's go with the former, Thierry Yorkas. Oh, someone loaded up an Oracle setup. We did it. That's not what I want. Right. Surely, we're going to tick over into the race in a second. Any second.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
There we go. As if on cue. Right. Yeah, I think I'm happy with where the setup is. I just need to drive better. And yes, I am going to start on the quality types. I think that's going to be the way to go. Go full tank, and then a brand new set of mediums for our pit stop. It's 3 Valkyries up in front. Been doing a bit of original Assetto Corsa. Historic tracks in VR. Oh, very nice. Automobilista 2 would be very good for that as well. Historic circuits and VR. Let's see what this has got in store for us. Trying to get myself comfy. Locked and loaded in a nice comfortable position. As we are now about to get way
Formation lap
rolling.
started.
Right. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can survive these opening turns. People doing burnouts, just trying to get heat and stuff into the tyres, but I mean, top end speed is gonna help with that. Is that all Valkyries that we see in the top 5? It is. Interesting. I'm pretty sure the Valkyrie's gonna get nerfed. It is probably the fastest car at the moment. Right. I feel like I might be slightly out of position here, but it is what it is. See what we can do.
Green flag, green flag.
One or two people are a little bit slow to react. Either that or the Valkyries are a little bit slower accelerating. It's getting very, very dicey. Right, hold your breath, ladies and gents. Oh my god. Oh, contact between some cars in front. Gain some, we lose some. So someone behind's got to drive through. We haven't gained anything here on this this opening lap with car in front of us going off in the chicane. Oh my god, side by side at 323 miles an hour. Yeah, you're gonna have to settle in there, son. Who will we talking about holding your breath a bit? So yeah, track limits is going to be a thing here in this race, seems like. Pretty easy to pick them up. Slow GT3 up in front as well. Right, let's see if we can go back in on that BMW in front. This Peugeot is going to have an almighty run at us though. Oh my god. A little bit of rubbing there. Some people might be on pressure rubber. Oh, the point for that. Wow. Right, we're going to have to really try and settle in with track limits. Why does everyone seem to have a straight line speed over us? Very easy to outbrake yourself there. Cheeky. Getting quite punchy with that. One thing I do have to keep in mind is other people might actually be on brand new fresh tyres to start. Interesting, so that Cadillac's got better acceleration coming off of corners, but not better top end. Alright, the next couple of laps are going to be very interesting. Closing in on the GT3s. This is indeed split 2, yeah. Nice. Do enjoy Sebring. Good track. Oh, their pace is better than I was predicting it was going to be. Yeah, he's just lacking top end. Maybe he's running short gear ratios. It's the only thing I can think of there. Oh, GT3 off to the side. Quite risky with that GT3, but you lose so much time coming through Ascari, stuck behind a GT car. Kind of wanted to get past. Here it comes again. Oh my god, that was close. So narrow. BMW in front, starting to struggle on the hard tyres. Someone's taking out the brake marker board there. Gonna make the next few laps quite interesting. Till everyone figures out their new reference point. Oh, this ain't gonna work. The cardinal sin. Managed to make that work for me though. Got a tiny bit of damage on the rear of the car, didn't notice that before. Probably came from an earlier bumper tap in the opening laps. Just hadn't noticed until now. And here we go. Which way the GT is going to go? Inside or outside? We're going outside. Outside. We do just about manage to get it slowed down. Sorry. My god, that was sketch. Oh, BMW's gone. Oh god, this is kind of fun. Scary but fun. Right. 4 seconds to the cars in front. We are now clear of the GT3s. So we just need to push and close in. Oh, someone's died. Maybe? No. They're still there. Not holding on for dear life at the moment in the chicane. Oh, come on. Tidy up with the track limits. And again. It's not working. Comes the caddy again. Let's hold in station for now. Where's Lexus going? Wide? No, he's not. Oh! I'd already committed to go the inside. Using so much under braking. It's almost a guessing game into that second Lesmo as well. We are closing in on the cars in front. Yeah, he's just mighty quick off of every corner. But then he has no VMAX top end. How intriguing. That was better. Not perfect, but better. Still feels like I'm braking too early for that corner. That might be tie wear being a factor. Well, there it is. First disconnect sound of the stream. And today, to be fair. So I've been practicing for an hour and a half before this race and didn't hear it once. Ooh, we are overheating. Okay, interesting. I didn't open up the radiators again, did I, after quali? It's alright. If anything, it's probably more of a distraction for the car behind than it is an issue for me. For the moment, at least. Increase motor map, yes. I don't know if that will help. We did, but it was also easier to lift and coast there to save the engine as well. Alright. So six. Yeah, I'm short shifting as well. Don't let me go. Eon. Ugh. Minute. That's been a little while. Oh. Yep. Doing curb things. So We're averaging about 30 laps a stint. So we could pit pretty much from here and make it to the end. Here's the oil temp, yeah. Just overheating the engine at the moment. You can't run out of oil, no, Jensen, but you can pop the engine. Basically, there's an amount of time that you can spend over the overheating threshold, and if you spend too long in it, the engine goes bang. How's it going, buddy? Hope all is good on your end. BMW's quick, but they're making a lot of mistakes. Right. I am going to pit on this lap. It's going to put us out of sync with everyone else. But I don't want to be pushing the overheating issue for too long. Being in clear air will help us out. I think in terms of pace, if I can focus. Quite safe there with the entry, but obviously rather that. Oh, track limits. Pit lane. Never mind. Here's what it is. At least we've got some charge for the bump start coming out. Now, as you probably saw, we will be taking Fresh medium tyres. The only time that we will be changing tyres in this stop. Be needing, looks about 23 laps worth of fuel to go to the end from here. 22 laps, sorry. Right. Ready. Nice lovely pit stop there. Hopefully things can come up to temperature fairly quickly. The only issue with making this pit stop now is leaders are coming round, and we also got GTs. Let the race leader go, and we'll try and stick with them and follow them. Use their pace to jump and clear the others. Although I'm not clearing these GT3s here. But that doesn't help our mission of trying to keep with the leader. Right, tyres are up to temperature. So let's see what we can do about closing back in on the rest of the cars in front, even though we're on obviously much heavier fuel loads. Tiny still there, track limits there. Oh, dying GT3. Tips on where to put the mic. Depends on the type of microphone. There are videos out there that do cover them and where you should ideally be putting the microphone depending on the type of mic that you have. Obviously in front of your mouth. That's the other thing is being careful about what you attach it to. I've got my mic mounted to my desk, which is right next to my rig. But that's mainly because I couldn't attach the mic to the rig itself. Now, depending on the type of microphone that you get, you can get like suspension mounts, which will reduce, or shock mounts they call them, sorry, which will reduce the amount of vibration that's there. and the rumble of the force feedback and all that sort of thing. It will stop that. Might not eliminate it entirely, but probably help prevent the worst of it coming through. No problem. Glad I could help. The Senpai Gaming channel is a really good place to look for tutorials. I think Gamers Nexus is another one. If you're not sure on how to spell Senpai, then search Alpha Gaming. It's their old channel name before they changed it, but it's the same channel. And they have a lot of really good tips on how to get into streaming and all that sort of thing. Right, here comes B2. As we weren't able to stick with P1, let's try and stick with this guy instead. It's still hot, but it's not tipping into overheating levels. This is going to be a lot more manageable this way, where it is now. Yeah, I think keeping it separate from the rig is probably going to be the best way. Sure. As you can probably tell, my monitor is attached to my rig, and where my webcam is sat on top of my monitor, you do get the shakes and vibrations coming through. Set out the pit stop now, ready for when we need a box. How much time did we lose in the stop? 1 minute and 6 seconds. So that'll bring us back out into current P8. And P7's another 2 seconds up the road, and then 5 seconds beyond them is P6. Slight mistake there from P2. Looks like he is catching P1 as well. Still 1 hour to go. Still a long way in this race. A lot of people diving into the pits now. Just trying to push a little bit. Oh no, GTs. Okay, I was trying to push a little bit because people were starting to make their pit stops. Obviously, I want to be trying to regain positions here. That was a silly little slide. Right, here's the BMW. I don't think we're going to clear them though. They haven't changed tyres by the looks of things. We got unlucky with traffic on that previous lap, and if I didn't have that slide, probably would be ahead of them. We do have an advantage here in that we're up to temperature. We're in the flowing rhythm, and we're on less fuel, but this is bad. Not the place that I wanted to be catching the GT3. BMW's had an absolute nightmare of a sky. What was that about? Should be way down the road. I think this Aston wants to come to the pits. Lovely. Let's see if we can get now after the cars in front. Who I don't think have changed tyres. Kind of hard to know when I had a short stop anyway because I only took half fuel. Or I came in with like half a tank, shall I say. There or thereabouts. And yeah, I'm seeing someone with a wet tyre as well. Interesting. Them Valkyries feel like they are long gone. And that we're not going to be catching them. So who is going to be the best placed Cadillac? That's what this fight is going to be about here. The only problem is their pit stop is going to be shorter than mine will be. So I'll be pitting for about 14, 15 laps remaining. There or thereabouts, I think. Whereas I'm going to be in into a pit for a bit more fuel than that. If the patch and the update does come next Tuesday, at least next week's race, the Aston Martins won't be quite as far gone as they are here in this race. I know our first opening stint wasn't ideal. We did lose a fair amount of time to the leaders. We were a good 15 to 20 odd seconds down on them when we came into the pits. But, oh, P4's had an incident, or an issue. Losing a couple of seconds here. They must have gone straight on there at the chicane. And hopefully not back on the wall. Keep them competitive, just don't make them as fast as they are. That would be the ideal. I'm intrigued to see what they end up doing with the Cadillac and the Porsche, though. Hopefully they don't overcompensate and make the Toyota and the Ferrari too good again. Oh, what is going on there? I do not trust that Lamborghini. Seems like they're moving off the line to facilitate passes. And let's just back home. Turn the fan up a little bit more. Try and stay nice and cool. Alright, this I think was the Cadillac that was very quick off the corners. That had no top end. You see the DDU I posted on the Discord the other week? No, I don't think so. What do you mean by DDU? Oh, they're struggling. Ah, the display unit. Yes, I did. I'm more waiting for Simagic's one. That was very cheeky, very risky. Yeah, Simagic are coming out with one at some point. Is it Racing Point or Iron Dames? Yeah, I did see the Monza done one. I don't have... Well, I do have Monza wheelbases still, but I don't have them on the rig, obviously. Moved over to Simagic. I'm using their stuff currently. Right, P5. Quite happy with this. Try and pull away from the cars behind. Apart from P4, we were quicker than the rest of the cars in front on that previous lap. We are obviously on lower fuel load than them though. So that is a factor. Oh. Lining up the tyres on that inside curve. A pretty hairy moment. Introduced any layouts you haven't tried before? This is one. Bahrain Outer is one. I haven't done Bahrain Endurance yet. Not experienced that. So that one I'm intrigued about. What else is there? Just trying to wrap my brain around. The Paul Ricard layout with the chicane. Not experienced that one because ACC just has no chicane. Just a massive long straight. No layout Fuji, yeah, Qatar was a brand new circuit to me. You are right there. I don't think there was any other circuits that are brand new. Desert Misano, yeah. It's a good way of describing it, actually. Blurring and technical. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's any other new tracks. Obviously, it's nice to get the latest and newest versions of the circuits that are already driven before, so like Kota, Silverstone, Le Mans, Sebring. Right, we are catching the cars in front. But again, lower fuel. Pretty much flat out. However, because I had overheating issues earlier, I pitted sooner to try and curb those. I've not completely solved it because, as you can probably see by the oil temperature, we are teetering right on the edge of overheating. But yeah, it was around lap 17, lap 18 that I ended up pitting. So we are off strategy from everyone else. We keep going with these 26.9s though. Yeah, there you go, overheating. So I will be making another grill adjustment in the next stop. Yeah, we're even closing in on the Astons in front, which is nice, but I think the lower fuel load is helping. As is traffic, because they all experienced traffic on the previous lap. Even the leader did a 129. There goes back into the mid to low 27s. 3 more laps and then we'll be boxing. We are keeping good pace now with the leaders. Obviously, we're having to deal with the traffic here, so that is being a factor, but it's nice to think that we could have been competitive if we had, 1, a better qualifying position, 2, a bit of a better opening stint. Working that traffic. White paint scheme makes the back of the Lambo look nice. Lambo's a good looking car. It's... I say, Lambo road cars look a bit much. They look a little bit too extreme, the road. And the people who kind of drive them are the type who look... drive and own them are the type who like the look of the flashy cars. Hence you go Lambo. Well, hence they picked a Lambo. As a race car, I think they look really cool. It makes more sense as a race car. And I think when white cars are clean, they look really nice as well. Especially when they're accented nicely with black or carbon fibre. But the moment that the white bodyworks gets dirty, then the car starts to look a bit naff. That's what Dad had. A white Audi some time ago, and it did look really, really nice whenever it was clean and sparkling new, but he was washing it near enough every single weekend to try and keep it in that state. Right, box, box, box. Remember track limit system. 32 seconds of energy. Then one last push. 21 laps to the end. hopefully the grill change helps us out and we can basically just go full push without having to worry at all. And we're rolling again. Try and rebuild a bit of stock. Alright, full push for the last half hour. If only someone could do a white car with an orange accent. You mean like the one that I'm in? Some orange over there. That's it. There's orange over there too. Right. Ah, not what I want. Check. Put state of charge in a nice place. Hello. How's it going, Johnny? Thank you for the well wishes. Right, need to get back into those low 27s. Especially as other people start a pit. We weren't making that one. We did. It's a shame for that GT3. That Porsche, I had a nice one. A nice livery. I'm not sure words did their thing and came out properly. I don't think it was a murder by a car in front, no. I think they ran wide and spun in through the gravel and were turning themselves back around. Yeah, I've opened up the grill a little bit more. Race Labs is just closed on me completely. It's literally just shut itself down. comes the race leader. I didn't realise they were closing in. There we go. Oh, can we clear this Lamborghini? Just about. That was very tight. Yep. Aston's very quick in a straight line. I reckon they're doing over 330 without draft. There probably is an element of setup. Sure, because I reckon I could probably refine this setup more if I had more time. But I was quite limited in practice, so I didn't want to go experimenting too much. So I reckon I could probably run a wing lower than this. And then drop the rear of the car a little bit more. To compensate. But yeah, I reckon they're a good few Ks quicker than we are. Oh, shit. That's my bad. At least we didn't make contact with them. Five Ks? Nah, I reckon 2-3. Obviously, in the draft, yeah, they're over 5K. They're probably 5 to 10K quicker. Okay. Net P5. should be. BMW's close, 49 seconds. The guy behind, 47 seconds in the pit stop. Or in the pit lane, shall I say. We should clear him. Slip back into P5, but it might be close. Get off that curb. Just sat in the middle of the circuit. Oh, we got a drive through. Sucks for them. I don't need to push that hard. And it's nice to see that my trusted badge is there. Just remembered that. Is P1 cutting it a little bit close on the virtual energy front? A good 4.5–5% down on us. So they may have to do a bit of lift and coasting. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They're 7.5 seconds off of net P2. Going third. This P2 is yet to pit. Race Labs is saying that I've got 0.8 of a lap more fuel than I need. So the fact that he's like 4.5–5% down, and it's 3.5% per lap, or us in the Caddy. I don't know what it is in the Aston. Oh my god! Wasn't sure where that Porsche was going to go. I do remember the Astons being slightly more thirsty on virtual energy. So yeah, I think they are going to have their work cut out for them. There we go, they're out of the pits now. Jeez. And they've got enough. Damn, 6.5 seconds to try and catch. P5. Best part of like a second a lap. Which is doable with traffic, but there's no traffic interference. I don't think that's doable. Maybe we'll give it a go, but half a second's not enough. And we got traffic here. In the worst possible way. So I lost a chunk of time there going wide and I still get a quarter of a point. Ah. That's frustrating. I thought I might have been into a top 5 there. That first stint really cost me. The thing is, we can't let off either and chill because the car behind's only 5 seconds behind us. They were 3.5 earlier on in the previous lap. So they've lost a little bit of time here on this one. Traffic's up with P1. Yeah. Hoping it was going to be freebie needed for the top 5. Nah, even if he had to make a splash and dash, he would have come out ahead of me. I mean, P5's pit stop from pit entry to pit exit was 40 seconds, including their stop. One minute. got away with track limits that time. I think because I didn't really gain anything and did lose on the exit, it was 2 to 3 attempts down. See, it's this sort of traffic that I needed every lap in order to catch the car in front. There we go, last one. P1 should be fine, they're going into Ascari now. Damn, P6 could have been a little higher, I reckon, but a lot of races I do are could have been. Even still, quite fun. I enjoy being back in the hypercars. Different challenge to the GTs. Just wish I had a better opening stint, because I think that is what ultimately cost me that race. Right, let's actually make those changes that I should have made. There we go. Pardon me. Alright. That one can go up on Ultimate Setup. But yeah, I reckon probably a click, maybe 2 clicks down less on the wing, and then some more adjustments and playing around with the suspension, because we are quite high. Try and prevent the car from bottoming out. But going lower definitely makes the car more understeery. So I think yeah, dropping the ring by a click or 2, and then probably 2 clicks, 3rd spring, and then something like that. Rear ride height will probably be sufficient to, maybe taking away some of the packers, will be sufficient to get the grip back on the rear of the car again. Ay, ay, ay. Interesting choice of words there in the chat. Hey, Tariq. This is Le Mans Ultimate. Gained a tiny bit of driver rating back. We dropped a fair amount after the last couple of races. expected to finish 5th. Yeah. That's what I thought. So yeah, our fastest time was quick enough. 5th. Quickest non-Aston. 275 points. Let's see what that's done for the championship, where it's put us 24th. Ah, Shoji signed up. Must have done that quite late. Didn't see him do that. And it seems like there were other people who were. Oh, excuse me. Quick enough. Or just right behind Gabelpour and Oliveira. So those are the two that I want to be beating. Could have been 281, so we could have been 20th if we had got 5th. But hey ho. So yeah, we're not going to be top manufacturer. How are we doing? Oh, we are top in nationality. Okay, good. We're going to keep it like that. Be the fastest sprints. Thanks very much, Tariq. Glad you enjoyed it. Hopefully the rest of you did as well. We'll take a quick look at the replay, especially lap 1. There were a couple of good overtakes that we had, but it wasn't a huge amount. Didn't really notice any murders either. Witness any murders, shall I say. So that's not something I need to worry about. Oh. Just Mansell posting in Discord something useful to track to see what the USB connection issues are. Right. So here we go then with the race start. Alright, Doug. Cheers for tuning in. I'll catch you later, buddy. Hope you have a good weekend. So that little lurch there by the other cars in the other lane gifted them a bit of ground, especially this BMW. This Aston was a little slow to react. Cars everywhere. Oh, that was a big tap there. So we gained one, lost one. And we managed to hold that position? Yeah. BMW here went deep. And there's contact between those two. I didn't think that this guy was going to give me room here, which is why I kind of straightened up and went straight onto the gravel. I reckon I could have held that position if I hadn't done that. It was going to be fun though. This. I'm just going to be quiet for this and enjoy the sound as well. Hard to know for sure where to go in that sort of situation where everyone's so close to be bunched up. The sounds in this game are so well done. So close, side by side. I think we managed... No, we slide in behind on this one. That's where I think I got the rear end damage. Took a slight bump from the Peugeot there. Which does have a really nice livery over it. This is where we got launched on the Peugeot. And we managed to go back somewhere. Here, Scary. Bit cheeky that, running off the circuit, but it's so strange that caddy had so much acceleration, but then just maxed out. Yeah, they got short gears. It's the gear ratios. Both in 6th. 7th. 6th. Now 7th. Yeah, so he's maxing out 317, 318. So he's redlining it, and look, we're doing 3, 2, 1, and we've still got room to spare. That would be why. Yeah, it's the shorter gear ratios. It's unfortunate for him because if he didn't have that, he would have been well quick. That's sorry. Here is the smoke. Yeah. As you probably guessed, I kept the quali radiator levels and ended up opening up a little bit more. Ah, you saw it. Nice. Put 2 and 2 together now, and I can see the display pictures. You did get closer than that, didn't you? Yeah, you did. As I say, I think here I was doing a fair bit more lifting and coasting. Interesting choice going hard tyres, by the way. For me, I found that the hard tyres, yes, the mediums overheat, but the hards are just slower. They just don't provide the peak grip, even if the medium tyres are overheating. So it's very, very rare that I go for hard tyres these days and just deal with the hot mediums. Dead on the wear. Ah, okay. I say there was more wear on the left side as well, for us and the caddy, but it wasn't too bad. So that makes sense. Did the other BMW do it? No, they didn't. Ah, that explains something. That makes sense then. Me smoking away again. They were lifted and coasting. But yeah, that is going to be it for this evening. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Hopefully, you did enjoy the live stream. A solid start to the season. Could have been a little bit better, but hopefully, the next races will be an improvement. There should be a live stream on Monday. I should be okay for that. I'm going to be out the night before watching the Super Bowl with some friends, getting probably quite drunk. So hopefully I'm in a fit enough state to race. Either way, double check my socials, double check my Discord. I'll let you guys know as to whether I will be streaming it or not. But for now, we should default to yes, I will be streaming. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, everyone. Hope you have yourselves a good weekend. Until the next time, have fun, stay safe, take care.